Happy New Year! Welcome back to Butter Cook Something. Today we're going to be doing chicken in salsa, served over rice pilaf. And then I will be answering your questions and comments. I'm Butter, let's cook something. This is a really simple recipe. Reasons are twofold. Number one, I wanted to do a nice short one so I can answer your questions afterwards. And number two, it is 11 at night, and I got a late start on this because people don't know how to drive in inclement weather. It's just snow! Get going! Okay, so ingredient board, what are we going to need for this recipe?
3 chicken breasts. For 5 pounds of salsa.
This particular container is 4 pounds, 6 ounces, and usually the large container of salsa that you can find in any grocery store.
Rice pilaf.
Today, because it's kind of late and I've kind of had dinner already, I'm using the in-pouch rice pilaf, which has 2 servings. Usually I'll do it in a box, which has 3. Either one is fine. Pouch is fine. Yeah, whichever. First, just take your salsa and empty it into a large... Put it into a large pot without trying to get it to splash all over, because this is kind of a nice shirt. Good enough. Entire thing goes in there. Cool. Next, take your chicken and cut it into cubes, maybe, 1 inch by 1 inch or a bit smaller. And those are going to go into your salsa. Now, as is a little differently from what we normally do, we will not be pressing our Make Meat Better button, because instead of seasoning the chicken with salt and pepper, we're going to be boiling it straight in our salsa over here. And that's going to infuse it with our nice salsa-y taste. When you've got 1 chicken breast to go, you can go ahead and turn on your heat. No higher than medium, because any higher than that, and there's a decent chance that your salsa will start to burn onto the bottom of your pot. That's kind of a bad thing. Now granted, this pot has already seen its fair share of stuff burning onto the bottom of it, but I'd rather not add to the problem. With the non-meat end, medium, and just start stirring regularly. And then move on to your last piece of chicken. Cut. Steph, not the... Well, I'll also cut your chicken. Cut for reals. And that is everything. Now at this point, kind of figure out how long it's going to take. If you have the box of rice that's, 10 minutes to cook, another 5 minutes to sit, and all that, should probably start cooking that now. The pouch is 90 seconds and then let sit for a little bit, so I'm going to wait until my chicken's almost done before I start on that. Yeah, so a really simple dish. While I'm waiting on that, it's probably a good point to go into some of your comments and questions. Way back on episode 1, when I had the panic attack of the pasta overflowing, Steph K and later Chris D both said that you can take a wooden spoon and lay it on top of your pot crossways, and it actually keeps your water from boiling over. So that's just a really handy tip to have. Don't do it with plastic, because the plastic will end up melting around the edges, and well, then you've got a rather unusable spoon. You did wash your hands before handling your laptop or whatever, right? Yeah. An organized person would have written these down. Jay Leary notes on video 2, grease is bad. He notes, blasphemy, grease is good. Point taken. On video 3 with stuffed burgers, I used Thousand Island dressing. Chris S notes adding mustard and garlic to the Thousand Island dressing would be Big Mac sauce. He will have to share with us the perfect ratios so that I can get shut down. Secret sauce. I think the whiteboard's stalking you. Keep stirring. You're probably looking at about 15 minutes for how long that chicken's going to take, which is why I said if you have the box for the rice, 10 and then 5, and you should be fine. I swear there was another comment here. Oh, yes, and the last one was that Chris D asked if people could do guest episodes. To which I say, you were my roommate. This is probably a bad idea. But sure, look for a guest episode with Chris, either next episode or the episode after. I don't know if my kitchen will still be standing. Remember to keep checking your chicken, which I can kind of tell by poking it that it's not quite done, because we don't want the yummy taste of salsa getting in the way of the taste of, oh my god, that's a deadly disease and you don't want to die. So your cooking is dangerous, but do not even pretend to fall with a knife in your hand. What the hell, Boater? Although my chicken is getting pretty close to done, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started now. I enjoyed getting your comments on the videos. I always welcome feedback. I may not always be able to answer it. You know, I set aside an episode today to do it, which was cool. Definitely not going to be one at the end of the season because I've got a super special episode planned for all of you. I still try to respond to things on YouTube. Moreover, I also enjoy getting feedback on my Facebook page, facebook.com/BoaterCookSomething, I think. You know what? Here. Click that link, and that'll take you to the Facebook page. Go ahead, like that, and you'll get all the updates on Facebook as well if you don't have me subscribed on YouTube, which you should also do, and that link is right here. So, links. Take a piece, cut it open, it's cooked all the way through. You're good to go. You can turn that down to a simmer just to keep it warm if you like, or just say, you know what, it's kind of late, you're probably just going to have one serving, so, like it says on the warning label. Lay down some rice, top it with your chicken and salsa. You can also add corn to this if you like, and moreover, I forgot to mention, but a really good thing to serve this with is chips. Here are my chips right here. They're back at the store, and I'm not going back out in that weather again. So yeah, let's dig in. Kinda full of stuff. So, a really nice thing about this recipe is that it's safe really well. So you can take the chicken and salsa portion and package it up, put it in your little Tupperware containers, and it's really easy to heat back up afterwards. We made so much and we're having so little right now that I'm just going to leave it in the pot and put that back on the burner to warm it back up tomorrow for lunch, and then have the rice pilaf in the box. So that's going to work out really well. Really simple recipe if you have better things to do, like watch movies and play games that you got for Christmas. Make it, eat it, move on with your life. Chicken and salsa over rice pilaf, perhaps corn, perhaps with some chips. Nom nom.